Stop in the name of BLM security. You cannot go past here. This area is closed.
But I am here to see the wild horse stampede. I came a long way to see the stampede, and anyway, isn't this public land?
Yes. It is public land, but it is closed to the public.
Why?
For public safety.
But I spoke to someone in the BLM office yesterday, and they said I could come and see the wild horses today.
That was yesterday. If you want to see the wild horses, you have to come tomorrow.
When did that change?
Today.
Why is the BLM rounding up these horses anyway?
Because they are overpopulated and are destroying watering holes in the desert.
I see. But what about those cows over there in that pond right behind you? Aren't they destroying the watering holes in desert also?
There are no cows. There are only grazing units that we give to the cattle ranchers when they tell us how many cows they want to put on public land to graze and get fat. There are no grazing units allowed right now.
Dude, are you shitting me? There are 200 cows over there standing in that pond right now. Right behind you.
I am not shitting you. There are no cows, only grazing units. We have done extensive field work which has shown that the wild horses are destroying watering holes in the desert.
How do you do your field work?
We send a biologist out once a year to sit on rocks and look at hoof prints. If he sees a horse hoof print, he knows they are destroying the desert. We also fly around in an airplane, and if we see wild horses, we know they are destroying watering holes in the desert.
What about these cows? Aren't they doing the same thing?
There are no cows, only grazing units.
How does the BLM stampede the wild horses?
We use a helicopter to chase them for miles, then run them into a trap. If they don't go into a trap, we have cowboys that rope them and drag them in.
This seems like it could hurt, or even kill the horses. Why does the BLM do it this way?
Because this is the way we have always done it. Plus, in order to be a real cowboy, you have to rope a wild horse.
So who pays for the chasing and the roping?
The BLM.
And doesn't the American taxpayer pay for the BLM?
I think I may have heard something like that a long time ago.
And doesn't the American taxpayer own these wild horses?
I think I also heard that a long time ago when I first came to work for the BLM, but we don't talk about it anymore.
So, let me get this straight. The BLM is rounding up wild horses because they are overpopulated and destroying watering holes in the desert. The way the BLM can tell if they are destroying watering holes in the desert is if a biologist sees a horse hoof print and if he sees them from a plane. If he sees cows from a plane, these do not count unless the BLM allows grazing units. The BLM does not count cows, only grazing units, and the BLM trusts the cattle ranchers to tell them how many grazing units they need for their cows to graze on public land and get fat. The BLM also uses taxpayer dollars to pay for helicopters to drive wild horses into traps where they can be hurt or killed, and also to pay for people to become real cowboys, which they can only do by roping a wild horse. The BLM also closes public land to the public. Does that about cover it?
Yes. Now piss off.